Tonight, we farewell a true inspiration. The mining tax is through, so who are the winners and losers? And the most famous woman ever to walk the earth, Dame Edna Everage, joins us live. This is The Project.
Good evening and welcome to The Project.
Very excited now. It is time to welcome a very special guest.
She's the most famous, elegant, graceful and envied woman in the world, not to mention her hometown of Moonee Ponds. A fine purveyor of fashion and an icon of the stage and screen, Dame Edna has been enchanting mankind for decades. Not that you'd know from her timeless beauty. Tirelessly acting as spiritual guide for so-called celebrities and world politicians, there aren't many folk she hasn't met, nor any cultural phenomenon she hasn't had a hand in shaping. And now Dame Edna has selflessly taken time out of her exhaustive schedule to visit the project for the last time, as Dame Edna is tending to her gladioli full-time and retiring from the stage. It is an absolute honour. Dame Edna, welcome.
We'll have to get on with it. Before we really get going, though, that gown is absolutely stunning.
Isn't it lovely?
I mean, the walkover was extraordinary. Could you stand up for us, possibly?
You've got to stick it through the bottom.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't it beautiful? Look. It shows off my pins. The camera... Oh, there we are.
The camera's just drinking you up.
In honour of this show, it is my least expensive dress.
Now, Dame Edna, the theatre needs a figure like you. Tell us it ain't so. Tell us you're not leaving the live scene.
Now, do you believe all this Well, no, I'm not doing exactly a Johnny Farnham or even a Dame Nellie Melba. When I say I'm retiring, I really mean, Possums, that I'm retiring from this touring business. I will, of course, never cease to appear in public at lovely events, but travelling around and staying in those horrible hotels, you know, I just can't keep on doing it. And I've got so many other responsibilities.
But couldn't we build you a theatre and we just stay there every night?
Look, do that. Suggest it. But I think the government needs all that money to spend on sport, doesn't it?
What about climate change, ethnicity and gender? Do they need to spend money on that? Because they are some of the big topics on this tour you're going to do. What are your thoughts on climate change?
I haven't worked it out yet, but my thoughts on climate change are very simple. I look out the window in the morning and I say, it's a nice day today. And if it rains, I say, well, I hate climate change. When I was going to wear that frock.
Yes.
I want to ask all of you here, why is this show called The Project Show?
Because we still haven't got it right yet.
It used to be called the 7 p.m. Project.
The 7 p.m. Project? Oh, dear. But is it 7 p.m. in Brisbane? That's what I want.
But the tour that you're doing, it's called Eat, Pray, Laugh, not to be confused with Eat, Pray, Love. There's no love bit there. There's laughter and prayer. Do you pray often?
They're two important things. I tend to pray, I'm sad to announce, when I have a little emergency. When things aren't going my way. And things don't go our way all the time. I do say a few little prayers to a power greater than myself. And that, in my case, is Dame Nature, because I was a lucky little baby in Melbourne. I was born and I was put in a little bassinet in the garden with beautiful gladdies nodding over my cot. And Dame Nature popped into that garden and gave me a little gift. The ability to bring joy and happiness to people.
Now, Dame Edna,
and that is a priceless gift.
Sorry to interrupt. As you glide off into...
Do you think maybe some of Steve's gift transferred over to you?
No, he's obviously... he'd be very good on radio, don't you?
I was going to ask you about Sir Les. Is he going into retirement with you? How do you get on with him these days?
I don't.
He's a good friend of mine.
Is he? I thought he might be a friend of yours. Les Patterson, in case you didn't know, viewers, is a rough diamond. He's not a good advertisement for us. Oh, look at him mocking, too, our Muslim friends. He's dentally challenged, I'm afraid. But he has a heart of gold. He's got a poor little long-suffering wife. Poor little Gwen, she's... well, she's addicted to... She's a substance abuser.
No. What's she addicted to?
Valium.
No.
And doctors prescribe it still, you know, without considering the effects of it. In the same way as one of our members here this evening is addicted to that Red Bull.
That's true, Dame Edna.
It's true, and look, I went to the Red Bull factory in Austria recently. I said to my friends there, I was in Austria skiing, and I just loved going to it. Well, it's like Australia without that syllable in the middle of it. Austria doesn't have alia added to it. And I said, what's that factory? And they said, that is the Red Bull factory. And it was very impressive, but I suspect there's a secret ingredient in that that's not doing you any good at all.
He needs an intervention. We've been trying, so you may be the key.
You need to bring out your own drink, and I would drink it all day long.
You get too excitable. You do.
Now, Dame Edna, if it's okay, if it's convenient, we'll ask you to stick around. We unfortunately have to take a commercial break right now. Do you have some time to remain with us?
I suppose so.
If you have a question for Dame Edna, please hit us on the website, Facebook, Twitter. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with plenty more Dame Edna.
Philip, are you watching? Philip in Brisbane. Lots of love. Lots of love, Philip.
We'll be back with more Dame Edna in a tick.
8:30 tonight on 10.
By the presence of Dame Edna.
A quick bit of news now, and the Duchess of Cambridge is copping some flack for borrowing her mum's dress for her first speech as a royal. The critics say the blue dress is identical to the one worn by her 57-year-old mother Carol to Royal Ascot in 2010, but the princess still managed to deliver her speech to rave reviews.
I feel enormously proud to be part of East Anglia's children's hospices and to see the wonderful, life-changing work that you do. Thank you.
She nailed the speech, but re-wearing a dress is one thing.
Speech.
It wasn't. Re-wearing her mother's dress, Dame Edna, surely that is a no-no.
What's wrong with wearing your mother's dress? Look, here we are in Australia, where we're constantly making a fuss about being a republic.
Yeah.
And anything to do with royalty, and we are falling over with joy and excitement.
Well, talking about dresses and fashion, I don't know, you'd know Germaine Greer, you would have bumped into her over the years.
She was a little girl. Her parents used to leave this very plain little girl at my home, and they said, can you do anything with her?
Have a look at what she said last night about our Prime Minister Julia Gillard's fashion sense and the jackets she wears. Have a look at this.
You've got that strange horizontal crease, which means they're cut too narrow in the hips. You've got a big ass, Julia.
Now, is that appropriate to be talking about the size of the Prime Minister's arse?
Well, I think it is inappropriate because we all know she has an enormous bum. We do. We don't need to be told by little Germaine.
Have you got any fashion tips for the Prime Minister? What should she do?
Well, she'll be retiring pretty soon, won't she? I don't really know. I don't think there's much she could do to look wonderful. I mean, she looks a bit like an emu to me. But
you're worse than Germaine.
No, I'm not. I'm like Germaine. I speak the truth, but I do it nicely.
Now, we would like a bit of truth. Sue, one of our viewers, asked us a question. Dame Edna, how do I deal with sex after 50?
Oh, wow.
After 50?
After 50.
Well, most of us have only had one or two. After 50, you wouldn't be noticing anything, would you? You'd be desensitised.
Before we go somewhere where we're not allowed to, we're going to have to go. Our time with you has come to an end.
Oh, I was talking to Philip, who's a friend of mine in Brisbane.
Yes.
And his name is Philip Bacon. He has an art gallery there, and he sells paintings by me.
Really? Yeah. And people should go buy them.
No, don't. I don't need the money. I don't, fortunately. But I'm moving into other fields, you see, after show business. In the meantime, I can't wait to do my beautiful show here in Australia. And I love being on this project. I no sooner sat down and the show was over.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, Dame Edna, but Eat, Pray, Laugh tickets are available now at showbiz.com.au. General tickets go on sale Friday, March 30, so get in now while you still can.
I'm
so sorry, Dame Edna. First Vice Royalty on the show, and look what I've done. Please thank the wonderful Dame Edna Everage.
If you'd like to see Carrie holding up a gold Logie this year, SMS the word Carrie to 199 529 900 or call 1902 552 903. And those numbers are all on our website too. You're watching The Project.
I ain't never met a man